SSA Annex, an extension of the Singapore Sustainability Academy, has now officially opened. To tell us more about this, we have Esther Ann from CDL. Esther, how does the Annex complement the existing SSA?
SSA actually stands for Singapore Sustainability Academy, and we have fondly calling it SSA for since the opening in June 2017. So this is a hub that is non-profit. It is a hub that CDL built with many partners, with 6 government agencies supporting us. It's really a ground-up public and private partnership. And since then, we have actually hosted 1,000 events and courses, training courses, and also welcomed 35,000 visitors to come in. Last year, when CDL celebrated our 60th anniversary, and we also, were faced with huge demand of, for such space, for networking, to talk about climate action and sustainable development. So we decided that, hey, let's, build another extension. We call it the SSA Annex, and to meet the demand, not just for, classes or for workshop and all. We also want to extend, partnership with one more NGO. It's called Global Compact Network Singapore, which is the Singapore chapter of UN Global Compact, championing sustainable development goals, or the 17 SDG with 169 targets. So that's the whole background behind it. And this annex actually is just complement the SSA and providing office space for Global Compact Network Singapore to bring in the hundreds of businesses to come on board and to support climate change and SDGs.
Congratulations! 60 years is very impressive, Esther. Now let's talk about global trends. How does the SSA Annex align with global trends and sustainable building practices?
Actually, the whole world is talking about race to zero, and many economies and countries have pledged to, achieving net zero. Most countries, pledge to achieve it by 2050, including Singapore, and some are, to achieve by 2060 or 2070. So I would say that the global goal is very, very aligned. Everyone is looking at the North Star of achieving net zero. In order to achieve net zero, you need to decarbonize. You need to look at, how you revamp on how you design, how you build, and how you manage, and what you procure in the real estate sector. So, and how do you engage users is also very important. And because, building and construction sector account for almost 40% of global greenhouse gas emissions. So in our sector, we feel that we can, we are also in a position to drive change, engaging, across, sectors and nations as well.
But in terms of capacity building and training, what are the long-term goals for the SSA Annex?
The long-term goals is, of course, to align everybody to work towards decarbonization, towards a net zero future. And in Singapore, we pledge to achieve it by 2050. And we also have a so-called Singapore Green Plan 2030 with very clear pillars of resetting energy, reducing and consumption, and also reducing waste and all. And we also look at how do we build greener, and also all new developments, have to be super low energy by 2030. And overall, the newer, better buildings, spaces, 80%, it has to be more more efficient, energy efficient by 80% more. So I think these are the pillars that we have to work towards in order to help Singapore and also the built environment to lower the carbon footprint towards net zero by 2050. So SSA and SSA Annex is to build capacity, whether it is in the building sector or other sector. We want everyone to learn more about why the North Star of net zero is important, and how in your sector and in your company can do better to help to contribute to these targets together. And capacity building and skill sharing is very important. For example, carbon accounting. a lot of companies, a lot of professionals don't really know what exactly is all about. So we have to educate, our value chain, educate our supply chain to understand that what and how we can account, our footprint. And with that, we can also identify gap for improvement. Without the data, without the performance, we would not know where can we identify, area for improvement and, work towards the targets that we have set for ourselves.
Congratulations once again on the opening, Esther, and thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Once again, that was Esther Ann, Chief Sustainability Officer at CDL. For more news, visit sbr.com.sg.